Let's talk about picking up underarm stitches for a top-down sweater. Some of the pitfalls of this fantastic technique can be that when you connect your sleeve and your knitting changes direction, that can result in some holes here at the armpits. And that is something that just happens naturally as your knitting changes directions. But there's a few tricks that you can do to help remedy that. So one of the things that you can do that's really easy is you are going to have a yarn tail that's coming out of this sleeve, and you can leave that long enough so that way then you can go back through here and take a darning needle and just kind of stitch up that area that has a little bit of a gap and just get a little bit more closure there. The other thing that you can do is you can actually pick up extra stitches to give yourself just a little bit more material, and that will allow you to help ease into that direction change, because you can see these stitches are going this way and these stitches are going that way. So it's just a way to manage that junction, and I'm going to show you how. Here's a little diagram just so that you can see where we're headed. So this is going to represent the arm stitches, and this is the last stitch right before you pick up extra. So these little circles are going to represent your extra stitches. This first one has a regular mount, the second one has a reverse mount. Then you are going to go into the set of sleeve pickup stitches here. The center of this right here will become your beginning of round for your sleeve, and that is smack dab in the middle of the armpit. Then you are going to pick up one extra stitch that's a regular mount, and one more extra stitch that you are picking up that's going to be reverse mounted. And what happens when you put these together is the last stitch on this needle right next to this extra stitch that you picked up, what you're going to do is you're going to take those stitches and you are going to slip the first one knitwise, and then you're going to knit these two stitches together through the back loop to close them up. And then this last stitch on, well, this stitch that's right next to the other stitch that you pick up, you're going to knit these two stitches together. Then you are going to knit these two get knit together through the back loop, and then these two get knit together. There's a certain sequence that we're going to walk through. It actually starts with addressing this one first and then coming around and addressing these ones. Here I have my sweater. I'm working magic loop. And what you want to look for is there is a strand of yarn that runs through both two stitches. So it runs through here and connects through here. You can see that. That is what you are looking for to pick up. So what you're going to do is pick up that so that it's picked up from behind, so it's a regular mount. Then the second half is going to be picked up so it's a reverse mount. Grab your yarn from your new ball, and we are going to pick up the stitches for the underarms. And the key for this is to find your V's, and you are going to pick up in the V of that stitch. And this first one, hold that steady and pull it through, and then make sure that you are working off of your working yarn and not your tail. And then I'm going to pick up another one, so you're going to locate the V and go into that. Now this becomes my center of round, or my beginning of round. Find the other V, pick that up, and then find the fourth V. And then here you can see the strand of yarn that travels from one side to the other. Sorry, this was set up for my last demo. So there's that piece here. So this one is going to be picked up from the back, so it has a from the back, so it has a traditional mount, and then this one is going to be picked up from the front. So what we're going to do is take this stitch that you just picked up, put it up onto the needle, and then these stitches are going to knit together. And then from here, I'm going to work my way around the sleeve. So I'm just going to knit these around. And what I'm working towards is I'm working towards the stitches that are, it's the one right before the new yarn over that I picked up, which is this stitch here. So you can see there's my two that I picked up. There's my two extra yarn overs, and then this one. So I need to reorient myself with the cord. And that one I just slid back over here because I haven't worked that yet. And so you can see this has a traditional mount. What I'm going to do is slip this knitwise, put it back on the needle, and then I need to knit these 2 stitches through the back loop. And then this is the other stitch. And this one has a reverse mount, and these are going to get knit together. Then I'm going to knit, slip that beginning of round marker, knit 1. This is the other reverse mount that we picked up. So this one is going to be slipped knitwise, but back on the needle, and then knit these 2 together through the back loop. And now you have the gap closure sequence worked. So what you will find is that this has a very, very neat and tidy appearance. And once I knit a few more rounds, that's going to just travel seamlessly on up into the armpit. I have a few little gaps here, but that just has to do with this detail that I have here. If you work this technique on something that was completely stockinette, I think you will find that you will be very, very impressed with how tidy it looks. Good luck.